Hey guys, how is it going? I am Adam. Welcome to the Vintage Sanctuary. PSA, or its parent company, acquires SGC, but Vintage Sanctuary acquires Monte Pearson. So who the heck is Monte Pearson? Well, first, a little bit about the SGC acquisition. In my humble opinion, I think it will probably lead to some short-term improvements. Maybe SGC's totally wonky website will get improved, for example. But in the long run, I don't think it will be so good for collectors because competition and innovation will be compromised because of this acquisition. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I truly hope I am. But, us collectors are along for the ride, and so we shall see what happens. And I must confess, this title for this video is a little bit clickbaity because I'm really here to talk about my new Monte Pearson acquisition and not the PSA/SGC merger. But I'm going to make it up to you by showing you this glorious Joe DiMaggio 1938 Gaudi card with cartoons, which was not mentioned anywhere in the title. I picked this up at the National Net last year, 2023, in a pristine one. And it's got all sorts of condition issues. But nonetheless, it's absolutely glorious. And not only that, but this is his rookie card by one definition, which would be his first mainstream offering in the U.S., and it comes in two versions, which I think both of them are glorious, with cartoons and without cartoons. And in my humble opinion, again, both are glorious, but I think the with cartoons is just super glorious. Any adjective you want to put on it, I think, dream card, grail card, you name it, I think it's totally worthy. And of course, Joe DiMaggio was one heck of a Yankee contributor, to say the least. And not only that, he played at the same time as Monte Pearson. So Monte Pearson, who the heck was he? Again, I was wondering that myself. What I was doing was pursuing a 1930 play ball card on eBay. So I've always been drawn to the colorful vintage cards, but I recently found myself drawn to black and white vintage cards as well. And so looking at the 39 play ball cards, since I did not have one, I was dreaming about the glorious 1939 play ball Ted Williams rookie card, which, is a dream card, a grail card. Again, any adjective you want to put on it, it's worthy of it, that's for sure. But of course, that's a really spendy card. And so I came across the 1939 play ball Monte Pearson, and I decided to do a little research. So let me go ahead and show you the card. And then I made some notes for myself because I wouldn't remember all of this, but give you a few pretty amazing facts about Monte Pearson that I hope you will enjoy. So time for the big reveal. Are you ready? The 1939 play ball Monte Pearson in a PSA 6 in all of its black and white glory. The seller wanted $90 roughly. We went back and forth, and I got this bad boy for $60. And there was another one on eBay for about $60 that had a little bit sharper corners. It was a PSA 6 as well. But just that rich color, black color on this one, and the centering, I don't know, this one just popped to me, and it just really spoke to me. So, and here's the back. And by the way, the back, if you wanted to pause and check it out, has quite a bit to say about Monte Pearson as a Yankee contributor. So super stoked to have my first 1939 play ball. This dude had exactly 100 wins, 61 losses, 4 saves, with a career WAR of 20.5. Okay. Well, I mean, hey, is that, one of the best ever? No, but he was a big-time Yankee contributor. He played for the Cleveland Indians from 1932 through 1935, And then he played for the Yankees from 1936 through 1940. And we know what the Yankees did from 1936 through 1939. Not only did they win the American League pennant 4 times in a row, but they also won the World Series 4 times in a row. Only one of 3 teams to do that. Now, how do I come up with 3 teams? Well, here's the deal. When the Yankees won 5 in a row from 1949 through 1953, that included 2 4-in-a-row streaks. The first from 1949 through 1952, and the second from 1950 through 1953. So in other words, as they were winning 5 in a row, they won 4 in a row twice. So this is rare. Again, it's almost never been done. And Monte Pearson had a large contribution to this amazing dynasty that included Joe DiMaggio. So let's see here. In 1936, Pearson's first year with the Yankees after he was traded from the Indians, he definitely contributed to the Yankees' American League pennant by winning 19 games while only losing 7 for the 3rd best winning percentage in the league. And then, just before the 1936 World Series, Pearson fell ill with pleurisy, which is a painful lung inflammation. So what did Monte do? Well, did he say, hey, look, I'm going to have to rest up until next season? Load management? Not even load management. I've got a serious injury here. I'm in a lot of pain. I'll, catch up with you guys next season. No, instead, he insisted on playing in the World Series. In Game 4 of the 1936 World Series against the New York Giants, Pearson pitched a complete game, striking out 7 and winning the game 5 runs to 2. He also got 2 hits in that game, including a double, all while ending Carl Hubbell's streak of 17 consecutive regular and postseason wins. Now, I don't know how much pain Monte was in, but I can only imagine trying to pitch with lung inflammation. That is just insane. Okay, so big-time contributor in the 1936 season and World Series. Let's move on to 1937. What can you do for me now, Monte? Well, injuries limited Monte's play during the 1937 season. However, he still managed to win 9 games while only losing 3 for a whopping .750 winning percentage. Despite his many ailments, Monte started Game 3 of the 1937 World Series, also against the New York Giants, pitching 8 2/3 innings and winning the game with a score of 5 runs to 1. So big-time contribution in the 1937 season and World Series as well. So we move on to 1938, where Pearson won 16 games and lost only 7. One of those wins was a no-hitter against his old team, the Cleveland Indians. This was the very first no-hitter at Yankee Stadium. Once again, Monte is contributing big time. In October, and we know what happens in October, Reggie Jackson comes in, but it was a little early for him. In October, Pearson suffered from a dead arm. Doctors advised him to undergo surgery after x-rays revealed a spur on his elbow. Instead, what did Monte do? You guessed that right. He pitched a complete game in the World Series, Game 3 of the 1938 World Series against the Chicago Cubs, winning the game by striking out 9 batters and only allowing 1 earned run in the process. Big-time Yankee contributor, Monte Pearson. And hey, his 1939 play ball is not that expensive of a card, so what a sweet card, in my humble opinion. Let's move on to 1939. What can you do for me today? During the 1939 season, problems with Pearson's pitching arm limited his play, but he still managed an impressive 12-5 win-loss record. Now, late in the season, Yankee manager Joe McCarthy had resigned himself to the conclusion that Monte Pearson would not be able to help the Yankees in the 1939 World Series. However, guess what Pearson did? You guessed it. He somehow managed to shake off his injury woes and pitch a complete Game 2 World Series victory against the Cincinnati Reds, striking out 8, walking only one batter, and giving up just 2 singles in the 4-0 victory. In fact, Pearson's performance in that World Series game is still considered one of the greatest performances in World Series history. So who the heck is Monte Pearson? He's a Yankee contributor extraordinaire, 4-time World Series champion, with a perfect 4-0 World Series pitching record, plus the 3rd lowest World Series whip in Major League Baseball history, where whip measures walks and hits per inning pitched. Contrasting Monte to the current athletes of this era of load management, neither injuries nor illness could stop Monte Pearson from contributing in a big way when the stakes were highest. So let's just take one more look at the glorious 1939 play ball Monte Pearson. PSA acquires SGC. That's the small news of the day. But now for the big news. Vintage Sanctuary acquires the 1939 play ball Monte Pearson. And oh, is it glorious. Absolutely glorious. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for sharing in my joy. I hope you had a wonderful and peaceful time in the Vintage Sanctuary. Take care, my collecting friends.